Hey, Shalom Akim. It's Brother Demashapai coming with another GMS night out. Um, Hopefully to edify the elect of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, giving all praises to Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, and double honors to the apostles that rule with all diligence, and honors to you, brothers, teaching for the love and the truth and sincerity. For the love and sincerity of the truth, and hopefully, this lesson be edifying and be a help unto you in your walk. I won't, I was in the bed. The spirit had it where I couldn't rest. So I was like, now I was, flip, my Bible app on and was, going through a couple of scriptures and ended up at Ecclesiastes, the fifth chapter, and I read it a couple times, and I wanted to get into it, a little bit, for you brothers, man. So like you kind of excuse me, you be tired, but the spirit be having you up, man. You be like, well, let me just, put in a little work. The spirit got me up, so what else to do, besides put in a little work for the Lord, man. Um, this is Ecclesiastes 5:1. It says, keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give a sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Because we say that at the line, you know, to people that come up and think they know something. You know what I'm saying? And we never apply it to ourselves. When we say it, we basically say, oh well, this is what scoffers do, and this is what scorners do, and this is what people that come up against the scriptures do. But this snare or this trap can easily be ca- be this trap can easily catch up somebody that's in the truth by um, not examining yourself before you do things and before you make decisions and before you speak and before you rebuke. you know you, get- I'm through the spirit. I've been trying to put it up on myself to pray more. you know and it's just the apostles been pushing it. Stay. Apostle Tahar been basically pushing, keep your head in the book. You know, which is a form of prayer. When you read in the scriptures, you know what I'm saying. It's a form of prayer and prophesying. Because there's prayers and there's prophecies in there. But and Apostle Rakai has really been pushing prayer, man. So you know I've been trying to up my prayer game. Get my like they say in the street, get my prayer game up. But you know before I make certain decisions, or like a decision, say a decision to rebuke somebody, I always pray, Yahawah, let me know if this is not a righteous decision. Let me know ahead of time. So let me know if this is not your will to do. Before I just go out, blah blah blah. Because you could say something. You can say something out of character and out of context because you didn't flow in the spirit. You can say things that are contrary. What I'm saying, to this thing of ours. What I'm saying. And you can be offensive, and you know not considering the things that we say and do before we do them is unwise. It's not wise. You know, it's good to pray and ponder and meditate on things before we speak them, because the scriptures say every idle word that man shall speak should be accounted for in the day of judgment. So when we open up our mouth and speak things, it's not just a sound coming out of our mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's everything we say, we're accountable for it, and we have to be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? We have to be very mindful of ourselves and not allow Satan to creep in and have his way with us and be and it's all about being spiritual, but verse 2, it says, be not rash with thy mouth. And when you look up the word rash, it means to disturb, alarm, terrify, hurry, to be disturbed, to be anxious, and it says hurried, be nervous, terrified, anxious, hasty, to be hurried, because you can't hurry up and say anything, because you have to think about the things that you say before you say them, and that's very important in the truth, man. Considering the things that come out of our mouth before we just speak them, because anything else beyond that is vain jangling. If you just blah 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 blah, yeah blah, and like being in the truth, after a while you become persistent in considering the things that you say before you say them. That's a gift from YAHAWASHI. You become on the spot consistent, somewhat. Some brothers more than others, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. But even in this time that we're in now, and now that the Lord is testing brothers and refining brothers and making men more precious than the fine, ophir of gold, we have to be that much more considerate of the things that we speak and the things that we say, and how we deal with situations with brothers, and how we rebuke, and what I'm saying, because what I'm saying, in this time that we're in, Satan is getting more crafty in his approaches. What I'm saying, he's getting more crafty in his approach. We're basically coming into the hour of temptation, man. And I know when we say the hour of temptation, brothers think about the chip, which is, mainly that's the biggest temptation. But among that, you're going to be tempted in other things, and you have to be aware of those things. It says, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty, be hurried, be rushed. Let not thy heart, but it's good to sit back and ponder and consider the things that you say before. That way you be more prepared, and it's good to make scenarios. What I'm saying? Like, what I do is I make scenarios. Well, what if this happens? Then I'll deal with it that way. What if this happens? Because you don't want to just have one avenue. You're dealing with Israelites, man. We some of the most crafty people on the earth, man. I'm just say it, man. Our people are, a lot of our people are head cases, man. Are characters, man. But it says, let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High, for the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. And this is the thing that I tell brothers, all the time, and I've heard Apostle Gabar say this. He said, with few words make a great impact, and brothers, that's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy, because we find ourselves having to explain things, you know what I'm saying, be in depth and, when, the scriptures say, write the vision, make it plain upon tables. Now we know the vision is the scriptures, but we can use that in more aspects than just the scriptures. Don't be just narrow-minded to, well, that's just talking about only the scriptures. You have to apply that to your life, you know. Make it plain upon tables, so they may run and read. Hey, we don't just go out to the camp and just read scriptures all day. We actually bring life to the scriptures. You know, we actually bring life to the scriptures. We actually talk about stories that we've been through, things that we've seen. You know, so you can't just be narrow-minded and say, well, this applies to this. It applies to everything that you do. Everything is the spirit. Everything that we do is the truth. Everything that we do is scripture. You know. It says, let thy words be few. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only make a point. And I need to work on that too, man. Because, Jake get in a heated conversation, and next thing you know, you done said 20 paragraphs, man. Then you look around and everybody's sleep. You look around the room, you got 3 brothers, they head back on the couch, chopping logs, man. And then the other brothers on their phone, texting bitches. You done lost the crowd, man. The sight of what you saw in your head wasn't a reality, because our people are short in attention span. So you got to make great impacts with small speeches, great impacts with a few words. It's like it with few words. My words got twisted up. It says, for a dream cometh through a multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. So we know that being in this flesh, it's so easy for you to go left. So you can't give Satan time to mount an attack on you. You have to make it short and sweet. Boom. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do too much, you're giving Satan time to regroup and come with you another angle. You're giving him time to, to get a foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? Open the door and shut the door. Like at my, at my house, everybody been to my house know that I don't have a screen door. And I'm big on, hey, close the door. Because I done killed like 1,000 flies this summer. I done killed, but I'm big on, hey, close the door. And that's how we got to be in our speech, man. Open the door, close the door. So the enemy can't get in. And that's very important, man. I know at camp, you at camp 4 or 5 hours, and you get in depth. Or sometimes in sit down lessons you get in depth, but it's when you're dealing with Jake, period, man, you gotta, you can't be overdrawn unless they're into it, unless their spirit is in tune with it. But you can't be overdrawn over, you can't use too many words with Jake, because Jake could you'll lose him. For a dream come through a multitude of business, and a fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. So live by the things that you say. You say you're gonna do something, do it. Basically, be blunt. Basically, live by the standard of accomplishing things, you know what I'm saying, that you set out to do your goals. If you say, well, the elder said do 2 sit down lessons a week. I'm gonna try to do 4. Then try to do 4. You know, it's just you gotta live by the things that you say. If you can't live by the things that you say, man, anybody else sees it, they think of you as a joke. Like, this guy is not serious. And Jake, our people are very judgmental, and they watch things. You got more Jakes waiting for you to fall off than there's one to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? You got more Jakes looking at you for a downfall, so they can say, I knew that nigga wasn't shit. So why give them the opportunity to say these things when you could have just been open the door, shut the door, in and out? Another scenario I use is boxing. Boxers, they get in, they throw a couple of punches, and they jump out, feel the person out. You don't just jump in and just swing and keep swinging and run out of energy. Then you a target. But you gotta be in and out, in and out. Boom, in and out. Scripture. The scripture is the break. Like, yeah, read the scripture and then make your point. Yeah. And we get overdrawn, man, because, we want to make things plain so, so that people can get the full understanding of them. But you don't want to bore them, and being too fucking, wordy, make your point, It says, better is it that thou shouldest not vow. Salaki, brothers. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldest vow and not pay. This is another point that I want to get to. It says, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. So when you go off, you can't really say you can't really say it was an error because you already went off. You gotta just say Salakia. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Salakia, YAHAWASHI. You can't even really say I didn't mean to do it because you already did it. It's already, the damage is done. What if the Lord did that? After Hurricane Katrina, I didn't mean to do it. That would be redundant. I laugh when I say these things, but the points that I'm making are very serious. In the end, the Lord lives by His words. So if you do something, and it's out of the will of YAHAWASHI, the only thing brothers should have to say is Salakia, man. I fucked up. Salakia, brothers, and just continue to do the work, man. It says, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Now I want to look up the word angel. The word angel is malak, messenger, representative, messenger, angel. It says, meaning to dispatch as deputy, a messenger, specifically of God, that is an angel. Also a prophet, a priest, or a teacher, ambassador, angel, king, messenger. So, it could be talking about, our leaders too. You know, you know, you can, if we go off and if we go off and somebody tells us, somebody that's over us tells us, hey, you went off. You know what I'm saying? Our basically our reply should be, hey, Salakia, hey, sorry, and just keep doing the work, because there's beyond that, there's nothing else to be said, because the offense is already made. So, you know, hey, we all wanna do a good job. You know what I'm saying? It's understandable that we wanna do a good job, but you can walk yourself into a melee by doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture said earlier, let thy words be few, because you can walk yourself into, and then you could say something and it could be taken the wrong way out of context, or you could say something that you have no business saying, and Satan can jump in there and throw a few words in your mind, and you just talking, and you feel like, oh yeah, yeah, that sounds good, such and such and such and such, and this and that, and then then at the end of the day, it's not good, because you gave Satan the opportunity to get in there, So we have to be very careful and mindful of these things, man, because a lot of times, Satan, man, it's been times where Satan then got in there while I was teaching and tripped me up with my words and made me say things that weren't appropriate, or made me say things, put words in there that shouldn't have been in there, and it made it like I was going off in the doctrine, it's been times, and then, the only thing you can do is correct it. Hey, yeah, I meant earlier when I said, or when I was talking on that video, I said such and such. I meant to say such and such, and just keep doing the work. That's all you can do. It says, so like, yeah. It says, suffer, verse 6, suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel, which means prophet, priest, teacher, it says, that it was an error, wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hands. For in the multitude of dreams and many words there are divers vanities, but the fear of the Most High. But fear thou the Most High. So let thy words be few. I can, what I'm saying, like, if you're going into an in-depth, study about the scriptures, that's cool. But like when you're dealing with a personal situation about yourself, try to use as few many words, I said few many. So like, yeah, you got a delirious there. Try to use as few words as possible, what I'm saying, and stay in the pocket, basically, what I'm saying. I kind of think of a musician, if you had that one musician, like it's not nothing to be proud of, but I grew up in the church and I grew up around a lot of musicians, and you always had that one new musician that was wanted to show all his little hits and runs. You know what I'm saying? He get on the drums. It's a slow song, and he. And you know what I'm saying? He's doing too much because he got that skill, and he know that he kind of decent with it, but it's just not appropriate. at that time. And, and it's not gonna be taken as, oh man, man, that sounded good. It's gonna be taken as, what the hell are you doing? It, it's gonna be taken like, like, dude, you're a fucking beginner. What the hell are you doing? You know. So, hey, with that, I'm gonna say all praises to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule without diligence, man. And honors to you, brothers, teaching the truth and sincerity for the love of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying. Hopefully, I didn't talk too much. Hopefully, I'm keeping to my own words, man. But hopefully this lesson is edifying through the Spirit, and brothers could, get a decent meal out of it. And that I'm gonna say, Shalom.